What is up, guys? I know I'm probably going to look and sound a little exhausted. I drove the most I ever done in a single day, which was 10 hours. I drove from Massachusetts all the way to Philadelphia. Well, I did get an Airbnb, but I decided to actually just take the trip back at like 7 o'clock at night. I got home around like 12:30 in the morning. And I also went down to Philly just to meet Tim Pool, Jack Posobiec. They had that whole entire conference where they were just people talking about why they're voting for Trump. And it was a huge eclectic group. I thought it was just going to be all a bunch of MAGA people there. No, there are people that were RFK supporters, the Maha people, the Make America Healthy Again. There are MAGA supporters, people there for Vivek. It was actually really, really cool. And I made a few friends there. They had the Tim Pool Step on Snack shirt. Chris and Dan, nice to meet you guys. And I got a little friendship bracelet right here from Chris. So thanks, buddy. And for today's video, I'm rocking a new hairstyle I've never ever done before because I've never had this amount of hair. I got a little man bun going. And funny enough, my sisters and my wife and a couple of women at the rally yesterday actually like it. So some women actually do like some of the effeminate features of a guy, but I don't know. Now, I want to sit down and talk about the ad campaigns or what the Democratic Party is doing to try to draw in more of a male audience, because you see them floundering over and over again trying to get guys to vote for this empty suit that nobody wanted even 5 years ago. And there's an ad that they put out. I'm pretty sure you guys all saw it, where it's just all these effeminate men in it. And the other one where Barack Obama's talking to black dudes, that one I'm going to do last because that one, it hits more right of home. I want to start off with this one here. So I'm sure you guys all saw it. I want to just go through it and kind of just meme on it for a couple minutes right now because it is one of the goddamn goofiest things I've ever seen in my life. And really, this is the first person you decide to show is this guy, where he has like 4 goddamn stumps. It's like leaning off of his body. That is, and I don't like, and people probably gonna be like, you shouldn't be making fun of people that have really bad weight problems and stuff. A lot of it is self-inflicted. All these people do not have thyroid problems. You cannot use that excuse over and over again. The thyroid problems is literally the I'm big boned like 20, 30 years ago. My mama says I'm big boned. Bitch, that is nothing to do with science. She is trying to save your feelings. But yeah, I'm just going to sit here and hit play.
I'm a man.
I'm a man.
I'm a man, man.
And I'm man enough.
I'm man enough to enjoy a barrel-proof bourbon.
And when you have to sit there and tell everyone you are a man, you're not a man. I have started watching Game of Thrones, and I've heard a lot of quotes throughout the years without even watching it. I haven't gotten to the episode yet, but there's an episode apparently where someone says, if you had to declare yourself a king, then you're not a king. And these people, it's like, oh, no, I'm a man. I'm a man. I could prove it.
Meat.
Man enough to cook my steak rare.
What is this pose? Did he really? Who made this guy sit, or did he choose to sit like that, or the director? This had to be. That has to be on purpose. Is this a troll? I heard that some people saying that this might have been a troll. I don't know, but this one, my God, dude. All right, let's keep going.
Man enough to deadlift 500, then braid the out of my daughter's hair.
You think I'm
Oh, okay. You take care of your kids. Whatever. Like, my dad used to watch Celtics games, and my sister would like paint his toenails and shit like that. Like, dads do shit like that all the time. It's really not that special. Why? Because he's hanging out with his daughter. People would say it's effeminate. No, people would say that's a really good thing of taking care of your kids, especially a black man. Absolutely, yes.
I'm afraid to rebuild a carburetor? I eat carburetors for breakfast.
You eat way more than the goddamn carbureted, bro. Plus, I completely I believe this guy.
I ain't afraid of bears.
That's what bear hugs are for.
I'll tell you another thing I sure as
Isn't a bear to fight a bear? I don't know if that was a gay reference because I know bears in the gay community. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck that was about. Or is that the meme with the man versus would you be with the man or a bear in the woods? I don't know.
I'm not afraid of women.
I'm not afraid of women.
I'm not afraid of women.
They want to control their bodies? I say go for it.
They want to use IVF to start a family?
The Democrats, the only thing they can run off is, yeah, you want to kill your kid, right? You want to kill your kid. That's the only thing that they're. Oh my God, they don't have anything. Nothing with the economy, nothing with the border. It's just you want to kill your kid and vote Democrat. That is absolutely it. I understand people have all these different ideas about like abortion stuff, but the thing that really annoys me is the manipulation of language of how they use it. Is that it's become just as really nebulous, unimportant. I don't know how to describe it. It's a very nebulous procedure now. Now it went from abortion to abortion care. Now it's reproductive care, where it's like they're trying to make it sound like they're helping a person every single time, but it's like, you are killing somebody in the process. But they had to use the insane amount of mental gymnastics to actually get through to that. And also the whole IVF thing is a complete lie. There's absolutely no evidence that the Republican Party or anyone's even trying to get rid of IVF. And I believe that Trump even said that he wanted the government to pay for people to get IVF. So
I'm not afraid of families.
They want to be childless cat ladies?
Have all the cats you want.
Woman wants to be president?
Well, I hope she has the guts to look me right in the eye and accept my full-throated endorsement.
Because
Bro, this has to be a meme. That can't be real. You can't have a dude sitting like that. I was like, yeah, my full-throated and oh my God. I'm sure that guy could fit a lot in his throat. Actually, that sounded kind of gay. Honestly, I'm a little bricked up after saying that. But God, who thought that saying the most masculine thing you could do is to be a little bitch? It's just, that's all this is. I'm not afraid to vote for a woman. No, and they you could tell this is what they mean. They have absolutely no argument, because if someone were to ask me like, oh hey, you wouldn't vote for a woman? It's like, no. If Carrie Lake was running, I'd probably definitely vote for her. If she was running for president, Carrie Lake, absolutely. Maybe even Tulsi Gabbard. She seems pretty cool. Also, oh yeah, hell yeah, her, Nancy Mace. But they have absolutely no argument. They can't wrap their minds around like you can't vote for Kamala Harris, and must because she's a woman. No, it's because she fucking sucks, dude. Oh man.
I'm man enough to support women.
Man enough to know what kind of donuts I like.
Man enough to admit I'm lost, even when I refuse to ask.
You can't be talking about deadlifting 500 pounds and then talking about eating donuts. That the carbureted guy, he could talk about eating donuts. I believe him. Tyrese looking dude looks kind of like DMX a little bit.
Enough to know
what these bitches want. Just listen to that on the drive home last night. All right, let's go.
Kind of donuts I like.
Man enough to admit I'm lost, even when I refuse to ask for directions.
Man enough to not ban young women from reading Little Women.
Or one of those.
I don't even know what Little Women was. I learned it from watching Curb Your Enthusiasm. It's some feminist book that was like remade numerous times, and the last one was like 2019. I don't know, but I don't know who's trying to stop them, or they're trying to conflate the porn books and people reading Little Women. I don't know.
Pants books that the sisters like.
I'm man enough to raw dog a flight. It sucked. Not worth it.
I'm man enough.
The raw dogging a flight. Wow, that's been a dead meme, and it was kind of dead when it arrived. I heard about it once. People laughed at it, and it kind of got over the weekend. And who are they trying to appeal to? Who is it? This has to be a few like 50-year-old like women, or they are probably trying to get the most like all the guys in their office, the really effeminate ones are like, what do you guys do? Oh yeah, I like bourbon. I think that's masculine, but I don't know. Let's keep going.
Enough to be emotional in front of my wife.
In front of my kids.
In front of my horse. I'm man enough to tell you that I cry at Love Actually. Good Will Hunting.
West Side Story.
That and Predator.
And I'm sick of so.
Why would you cry at the end of predator. I don't care if someone cries at a movie. There could be a multitude of reasons because it could connect to them in a certain way, but you shouldn't be that emotional over everything. Also, the predator part could have been a joke, but these people, they don't know how to do irony or humor, so you can't really take them seriously. And when they're serious, you can't tell if it's a parody or not. That's the problem with them. But is this it? Is there more?
So-called men domineering, belittling, and controlling women just so they can feel more powerful.
That's not how my mama raised me.
The Democratic Party has been belittling men for the last, 10, 15 years? Literally saying that all men are rapists, feminism, destroying guys' lives with all these allegations. It is just insane that they had the balls to say this. This is why no one could take him seriously. This entire video could be completely moot because this just seems, I think this is a parody. I can't take I don't know. I don't know, man. This is where we are, where you can't tell the difference between AI and reality, and now we can't tell the difference between seriousness and parody. The lines are getting way too blurred. I don't know, man. Yeah, I want to move on to the next video here with Obama bitching and complaining about why won't black men vote for someone who's just like you? She's basically the same exact person, essentially just saying all black people are a monolith and we have the exact same experiences.
I'm going to go ahead and just speak some truths, if you don't mind. Because my understanding, based on reports I'm getting from campaigns and communities, is that we have not yet seen the same kinds of energy and turnout in all quarters of our neighborhoods and communities as we saw when I was running.
Why does it have to be the exact same? Because are they saying that oh, hey, I'm black, you guys all voted for me because I was black, won't you do the same thing for Kamala Harris? That's how I'm interpreting it. And the one thing that really annoys me about Barack Obama, this isn't really his this kind of is his fault, not really, but I really love stand-up comedy. And when I was a kid, it was around the time he got elected, and every single comedian, a lot of the black ones, most of them, they all basically made the exact same Obama joke. It is, Barack Obama is amazing because he is black. I didn't read or know anything about his policies. I did absolutely no research. I just like him because he's black. Insert black stereotype that Barack Obama would do. They are the exact same joke over and over and over again. They're not bad jokes, but it was just really insane to hear numerous people just making the claim that yeah, I don't care. Yes, I voted on race, but we just wanted at least one black president in there, and this is what you get. Now he's coming out and just saying, why don't you guys do it again for me? Yeah, we're the same. But yeah, I'll keep going.
Now, I also want to say that seems to be more pronounced with the brothers.
And is that a problem? You upset that people are actually looking through the veneer of all your bullshit? Also, not gonna lie, might sound a little gay. Homeboy back here, really clean, nice outfit. I have the exact same shirt, sweater, very similar haircut. Nigga, is that me just in another reality if I was just a Democrat? Should I go Democrat? Actually, this is kind of like the whole Democrat. Little man bun there. Whoa. I'm actually shocked it got that big. All right, let's keep going. I'm getting thirsty.
So if you don't mind, just for a second, I'm going to speak to y'all directly. And say that when you have a choice that is this clear, when on the one hand you have somebody who grew up like you, knows you.
Nigga, I don't know you. Whether this is exactly what Eric July said, it's like you get 2 representatives to a state, and it's like, how are you going to represent me if you don't even know who I am? It doesn't make any sense. But how does Kamala Harris represent any of us? A woman who pretends to be black and grew up Indian? I didn't grow up Indian at all. I didn't go to Canada. I didn't even go to college, which he's about to bring up too. So we have none of the same experiences at all. Can you stop, please? The closest thing that her and I have in common is that she has some family in Jamaica, apparently, but it seemed more that her family is nationally Jamaican and not ethnically. Or am I getting that wrong? Is it not racially, but it is ethnically? Or they resided in Jamaica, but she grew up Indian, like culturally, completely. Watching fucking collard greens in the tub, my God.
Went to college with you. Understands the struggles and pain and joy that comes from those experiences.
What experience? Does she experience the same things that we've gone through? Or is he saying that Kamala Harris lived a life as a black man? Actually, he could be talking about Michelle at that point. But I have no idea what the hell he's talking about. I don't know.
Was had to work harder and do more and overcome.
I will say this: I fucking hate when older black men tell younger black people, because I've heard this numerous times. You're gonna have to work 20 times harder than a white person. Okay, what is your metric? What are you saying? Or are you just saying hard work is hard, so you feel like you're working much harder than the white person? How much? There's no way to really measure it unless it's like you have a bunch of different accomplishments, and I don't even know how people measure it. It just feels like a real emotional fucking tether, because there's really no way to prove it. You gotta work 20 times as hard. Okay, how do you even like know? It's just a stupid. Maybe if it was like 70 years ago, 67 years ago, okay, I totally get it. I understand. That was at the time, but now today, it is just honestly, it's complete opposite. A lot of white and Asian people are usually thrown out or discouraged for getting anything, getting hired for things. They completely go out of their way to try to get these diversity hires in a lot of companies. Especially also, if you don't watch Endymion, he did a whole thing on CD Projekt Red when they completely fucking lied about that too. And they do it all over the world when they go out of their way to try to get people that don't deserve to be there, so they could get these political points to try to get. I have brown people working in my company and stupid shit like that.
And achieves the second highest office in the land.
And nobody voted
and
for
is
her.
Putting forward concrete proposals.
Name one, Barack. Name one. No taxes on tips. That's Trump's, but okay. But name one. She also said she won't change anything that Biden would do. She's not going to change anything. She keeps saying that she's not Joe Biden, but she wouldn't have changed anything. She hasn't proposed much. It took her weeks upon weeks to put any proposals on her website. Every time she goes out and does an interview, she completely crashes and burns. So name one, Barack. Just name one. All right.
To directly address the things that are vital in our neighborhoods and our communities.
You mean killing your children? Because that's the only thing that she really advocates for. That just really, other than that's it. But she didn't really offer anything to black men either. At least with Trump, it's like, yeah, I could get you paid. I could try to make the economy better. You could all get paid. Everyone would do better. At least he would say that. I'm not even saying he will do it. I'm saying at least he would offer that to his voters. Kamala Harris, I'll try to make sure that you'll be able to kill your kid across the country, federally. That's it.
From housing to making sure that.
What, give me 25 grand of my own goddamn money or other taxpayers' money? to buy a house, which is not gonna fucking work. Man.
Our mothers and our fathers and our grandparents can afford medicine.
Is this talking about the lowering of insulin when Biden dropped out? The only accomplishment he had really on there is that they lowered the price. That was it. Everything else is shit and 20 times worse, but insulin's a little bit more affordable, right, guys? No, we did good.
And making sure that we are dealing with prices that are too high and rents that are too high. And
who did that? Who was the person who made the Inflation Reduction Act? Was the tie-breaking vote, and once that went in, inflation got really out of control. Who was that, Barack? Why is everything more expensive? Okay, all right, stop.
And are committed to making sure that we maintain the Affordable Care Act. So everybody's got help here.
This nigga, oh my god. Really funny how you make an Affordable Care Act and nothing's affordable now. It's just, God, these people are just so slimy, man. I can't stand it. It's so infuriating. I get so you want to punch the screen every time they come on. It's just so, dude, these people are they're so evil. They're so evil. And we're only halfway through. All right, he talks way too goddamn slow. I might cut out all of his pauses. I don't know. I'm going to be too lazy for that.
And cares about things like education and entrepreneurship in our neighborhoods.
She doesn't give a shit about any of those things. Throughout so many cities, a lot of, especially in black areas, the schooling is horrendous. A lot of the kids are failing. A lot of teachers and school boards are like flubbing the numbers. They're like doing that thing. My teachers also did this too, where they'll tie the literal communist fucking grading system where they'll take everyone's grade and average it out because they know there's a lot of kids in that class that are not going to do an essay or fucking put no effort in, and the other kids are going to try much harder, and like everyone ends up with like a C- or whatever because they're being pulled up by people who are much better than them. Oh, dude, there's just so much going on.
And that's on one side. And on the other side, you have someone who has consistently shown disregard, not just for the communities, but for you as a person.
As me, like, I don't know what Trump has done to me personally. I don't know what that means. I've never met the guy. I've never even seen him in person. Most people in this country will never see the guy in person. What the fuck are you talking about? In what communities? What he said, like, what, Chicago's a shithole? What did he say? He said something earlier this week. It was like, oh, you don't want to end up like Chicago. Everyone uses Chicago as like, yeah, dude, that place is a shithole where you'll get shot. Detroit, Chicago, New York, San Francisco. And I love the part where he was like, yeah, you don't want to end up like Chicago and also San Francisco. And then there was like a panel of people. It was like, he said Detroit because Detroit's black.
The whole country is going to be like, you want to know the truth? It'll be like Detroit. Our whole country will end up being like Detroit if she's your president. You're going to have a mess on your hands.
Joining me now is Lavora Barnes, the chairwoman of the Michigan Democratic Party. It is great to see you, Chairwoman Barnes. I am eager to get your thoughts on a presidential candidate coming to the swing state of Michigan and insulting Motor City. Do you see a strategy there that I don't?
I don't see a strategy there. Here's the thing that I've seen about Donald Trump and that folks will remember. He's got a habit of saying some mean, awful things about cities that are majority black, cities where black folks work hard, raise families, and really run businesses and live strong, important lives.
What about San Francisco? You're saying that a bunch of gay people are committing crime? What the fuck are you talking about?
And you're thinking about sitting out? I'm not. But, you know, Cousin Pookie might be. And you're coming up with with all kinds of reasons and excuses.
Shut up, bitch. You're coming up with a bunch of excuses and shit where you're blaming me because you have a shitty fucking candidate that no one voted for. Fuck you.
I've got a problem with that because part of it makes me think, and I'm speaking to men directly now, part of it makes me think that, well, you just aren't feeling the idea of having a woman as president.
Why don't you feel these balls in your mouth? Oh my God, these fucking... you couldn't make a better... This is a smooth talker you guys are talking about. He got nominated 15 years ago. I remember his inauguration. I was in math class in Mrs. Burke's class and at the Devon McCormick in South Boston near the JFK station. I remember the day he got inaugurated because Mrs. Burke, oh my God, she was fucking hot. Blonde hair, blue eyes, double D. Holy shit, Mrs. Burke, I need to see you again. She wanted me, you know those little shitty TVs that you had in class that were like in the corner that were on an arm, but it was still like a tube TV? She wanted me to jump up and to change the channel to put on the inauguration. And I set up a chair in front of the cabinet to get on top of it to change the channel. Jumped on the chair, slipped and fell in front of the entire class. I was a fucking clumsy ass kid. What was my point again? But this is a smooth talker that you guys have. This is what you guys are talking about. Because I didn't pay attention. I was 12? Yeah, 15 years ago. I was 12 years old. I was 12, and then I was 16 when he got nominated again. But I didn't pay attention to anything. I didn't understand politics at all. But it's the exact same thing. You're a man and you won't vote for a woman? They can't. There's no self-reflection anywhere within their party.
And you're coming up with other alternatives and other reasons for that.
Maybe it's because she fucking sucks. You ever thought about that, Barack?
And I think anybody you are talking to in a barbershop, anybody you are talking to in your house.
My barber doesn't fucking like her either. My barber is pretty based. Hey, Chris. But different Chris from... But yeah. Also, my barber is white, so that's probably a moot point anyways, but let's keep going.
In your family, at church, who is coming with that kind of attitude, I think you have to ask them, well, how can that be? Because the women in our lives have been getting our backs this entire time. They've been raising us and working and having our backs. And
is he implying that Kamala Harris is our mom, or we have to vote for Kamala Harris for all the black women in our lives? And you know there are black women that don't like Kamala Harris either. I don't know what his point is, but let's keep going.
When we get in trouble and the system's not working for us, they're the ones who are out there marching and protesting.
You mean burning down cities where 30 people died 4 years ago? Is that what you're saying, Barack? Those type of protests where multiple people died, a lot of small businesses got destroyed. They burned down buildings and people's homes, and they pulled down statues. Also, today's Columbus Day, and yeah. Let's keep going.
And so now you're thinking about sitting out or even supporting somebody who has a history of denigrating you because you think that's a sign of strength, because that's what being a man is, putting women down.
What? Is he saying that Trump is denigrating black people, or is black people denigrating women, or is he saying black men are denigrating Kamala Harris? I'm not understanding. There's only like 10 seconds left.
That's not acceptable. That's
not acceptable. Says who? Fuck you. You're not even the president anymore.
Plus,
even if you were the president, fuck you.
Shouldn't even be a question.
It's not acceptable. Suck my balls. What are you talking about? Yeah, that's not acceptable. Nigga, you're not my daddy. Plus, if you were, I'm a grown ass man. I'll vote for whoever I want. I'll probably vote if I won't. Probably won't even vote. My God, this is what I love about the Democratic Party. It's just a sheer arrogance they have over people. They think that they control you. They think that they can shame you into compliance. That shit, it doesn't work anymore. They try it. They call you a racist, a Nazi, Islamophobe. We have got to a point where that is just like wind in our face. It's kind of like an explosion in a Michael Bay movie in the last like 10 years. It's like you don't even feel it. You just seen it so many times. You're just like, oh, okay, yeah, that was just a thing. It's kind of like those, like the third act in an MCU movie where it's nothing but nonstop CGI hordes of shit blowing up, and you honestly forget about it like an hour after watching the film, because it's just the same thing over and over and over again, and people are just sick of it. But yeah, guys, that's really it. And earlier I was talking about when I went to Philly, and yeah, yesterday I got to meet Jack Posobiec, Tim Pool, and Phil Labonte, and I also got to show them some magic. So that video will be coming out pretty soon. I gotta find some time to work on it. But yeah, guys, that's really all from me. Comment below. What do you guys think? What was he talking about in some of these instances? It was probably because I kept pausing and going. I couldn't get the full details of everything. But yeah, Obama, he's an asshole. No one. You can't sit there and try to fucking shame people for not going to your side, and you have absolutely nothing to offer. You, not Kamala, Biden, like nobody had. They have been doing nothing but destroying people's lives for the past 4 years, and then they come out for a handout and they're like, oh, you're really gonna do that to us? Why don't you come and vote for us? You really think that denigrating a woman? Were you afraid to vote for a woman? No, I just don't think that promoting a really shitty candidate that has done absolutely nothing, and also saying that she would go in and do the exact same dumb shit all over again with no punity or no thought. Yeah, that's really all from me, guys, and so peace.